Does your small business have a health and wellness program? Enter Kelly Ryan of Nerdy Nutrition. Kelly is joining us today to talk about why a small business needs to focus on health and wellness and have a strategy in place for their business success. So, welcome to the 15-ish minute coffee chat, live stream, and podcast with Anna and Selena. 12 flippin' seasons of helping entrepreneurs and small business owners build more profitable businesses. We are 12 seasons, Anna.
I know. I just put up 10 fingers, but it should have been like this: 10 plus 2.
Okay, I thought maybe I was supposed to do the 2 and you do the. Okay.
That's perfect. We're so excited about our 12 seasons. Yes. And we're so excited to have Kelly on today because wellness programs are not something I think small businesses really stop to think about.
No, I feel like they don't. And I think that's why it's so good to have these kind of conversations, especially at the beginning of the year, right? Like you can kind of still implement things to kind of like take you through the 2024 with, just more healthy. We will not say that backstage when I said to Kelly how many cups of coffee I may have had before the recording. But I did tell her I had water. So I think, I got back in her good graces. Just joking. She's fabulous. Like, we're so excited.
We are.
Anna, tell everybody, what's the call to action today?
Yeah. So listen, the question that we have for you to start out today's topic with, we want you to drop this in the chat, but do you have a wellness program in place?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care if you're a solopreneur or if you have 15 employees or if you have 50 employees. Do you have a wellness program in place? Have you thought about that and the effect it has on the productivity of your business? So the question is, do you have a wellness program in place? Oh, let me drop. There we go. I just put it in the ticker now.
Right there, down below. There's something squeaking around, but
small business, but we're looking small, medium, right? Like that's kind of who listens to this podcast or watches our show. So no matter the size of your business, do you have a wellness program in place?
You could be a big CEO of a Fortune 500 company right now, and you've stumbled upon our thing. You also should have a wellness program in place. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
Period.
So let's get started on this conversation. Let's pull up Kelly's bio. Tell everyone just a little bit about this owner of Nerdy Nutrition, which I love that name, by the way.
Yes. Go ahead, Anna.
So Kelly Ryan is a registered holistic nutritionist. She's a certified culinary nutrition expert and a certified virtual coach that helps tech companies level up their health and wellness through a fun and practical approach. She graduated from Le Cordon Bleu, Ottawa Culinary Arts Institute, previously owned her own restaurant in her hometown of St. John's, Newfoundland, and has a background in policy and auditing. So this is not just your average health and wellness person. We're talking about somebody who is serious about this topic, owned a restaurant, went to culinary school, and has been doing this. I cannot wait to hear what Kelly has to say.
I know. She's my people. I have 20 years in the restaurant background. Kelly, you're going to be my new bestie here. So, Anna, let's bring Kelly up. I know we're important. Phone calls come through. They don't care when you know what I mean? So,
hi, Kelly.
How did I miss that you owned your own restaurant? I was looking at all the other awesome things, but we're the same people. Restaurant people are a very fierce kind of people, I think,
Yeah, it's funny because I remember when I started my restaurant, my dad, who was a small business owner as well, him saying, Kelly, when you own your own business, you kind of end up being the chief cook and bottle washer. Which basically means that it doesn't matter if you have to pick up the garbage. The buck starts with you. And it's like, yep. There were days I was picking up the garbage.
I won't even tell you. I mean, bathroom duty, especially too in a restaurant. Look, I didn't mean to talk about that, but you do get down to the nitty gritty of it all. So anyway, okay, before we get into all the lovely stuff, let's take a quick coffee cup selfie with our fabulous guest. I'm excited. Wait, I got to turn my coffee cup because one of my team members was in El Salvador and she grabbed me a new mug, Starbucks mug for myself. So I'm digging the Hogwarts cup down there with Kelly and Okay, on 3, guys.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry, Anna, I cut you off. What were you saying?
I want to know, what house are you in, Kelly?
I'm a Gryffindor.
Ooh,
A
We
Gryffindor.
kind of made though. I lived with a Ravenclaw and a Slytherin.
Just for fun, if you're watching
Yes.
this right now, drop what house
Yes.
you're in. We need to know.
Yes.
We need to know who's watching this show right
Yes.
now, right? Are you
No.
a Gryffindor? Are you a Hufflepuff?
I'm
Oh,
you
and a Hufflepuff.
Slytherin?
Yeah.
We
Or
have 4 in this house. We have 1 from each house in this house.
Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of almost
I
a
just-
well-balanced house, right? With all the different personalities.
Yeah. No, I heard a little voice out from. I'm a Hufflepuff. I'm like,
Hi,
got
fellow
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah, Hufflepuffs in my house. For the most part, we're Hufflepuffs.
yeah.
I know. Are you a Hufflepuff? Do
I
you
am
remember what you are?
So listen, sometimes I'm a Hufflepuff, sometimes I'm Ravenclaw. I feel like I should be in Gryffindor, right? But it's just not happening for me. It kind of depends on which test I take. I don't know if there's an official test. I don't think there is, but
Yes,
I
it's on the
mean,
Harry
in
Potter
all-
site. Isn't it?
Yeah. MuggleNet.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will go to MuggleNet, and you know what? I will go there and take the official test, and then I will let you all know exactly what I am.
I mean, in all honesty, Hermione was technically a Ravenclaw, but ended up in Gryffindor. So
Right.
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
that.
And remember, the Sorting Hat did almost put Harry in Slytherin, right?
Right.
He could have gone
Yeah.
either way. So
Could have
that
gone
just
either
goes
way.
to show that we are a mixture of many. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Can we have like that sliding door moment? Can you imagine how the book would have gone if Harry did go into Slytherin?
Yeah.
There's so many multiverses of what could have been, right?
Right.
And
Okay,
I
so
just,
we're going to switch our focus really
Yeah.
quick for a minute. We're going to start talking
Right.
about now the feasting that happens at Hogwarts, but we're going to
yeah. We're
gonna
not
move
here
it.
for Hogwarts. We're so sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
let's flip Kelly into that spotlight position and Anna, let's dive into our first question.
Okay, so our first question, Kelly, is see, now this is what happens. Hold on just a second. I don't want it to be a ticker. I want it to be this. All right. What are the key components of a small business health and wellness program? So now really what we're talking about is if you don't have 150 employees and a dedicated person that's creating this health and wellness thing, what are we looking at? What is necessary and needed for a business? Those key components. Kelly, take it away.
So that's a loaded question. But that's okay, because really what you want to do, okay, I'm going to give you the baseline here. What you want to do is you want to look at your company. I recommend, and you can be a solopreneur and you can do this, okay, because it just comes down to your own habits at that point and just starting to build from the ground up, okay. I never recommend that any company, whether you're a solopreneur, small, medium, large, whatever, I never recommend that you go from 0 to 100. Just like with health and wellness on a personal level, you wouldn't do that. I mean, and that's why New Year's resolutions never work, right? Because people are like, okay, I'm all of a sudden going to start going to the gym 5 days a week, and I'm going to eat perfect, and I'm going to drink all the water, and blah, blah, blah. And then they fall off.
Okay, I'm feeling just a little bit called out right now, Kelly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
No. But it's making these habit changes, right? So it's picking one thing that you know you can stick with. And this is when I used to work with like individual clients. This is what we would work on, is not trying to do all of the things, but just pick one that you can stick with and maintain when it gets hard. Because as we know in business, especially, things are going to get hard. You're going to get busy. And the question is really, what's something that you can stick with when it gets busy, it gets hard, you're in end of year time or whatever it is, you have all the clients, whatever. So what I usually recommend is I recommend that companies start by discovering where they are. Now back to my quality days, I call this an audit, and that's basically looking at everything that you have in place. And no matter what size you are, I'm sure you have something in place already, even if it's just, I am personally going to the gym, that is something, and so it's really taking a hard look at what you have, where you are, and from there, you can start interviewing your employees, and your employees could be you, you know.
Yeah.
But seeing what works best, what your employees feel they need, and then from there, you can build yourself a roadmap, you know. And I always recommend with starting at a place where you're knocking off the easiest first. That's the easiest to maintain. So the easiest to accomplish, the easiest to maintain. That's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, right? So it really is taking a practical approach. Now, as for actual components, I mean, it can really be so many things. A lot of times you'll see companies that are starting to grow a bit might have things like an EAP program or RRSP matching or
Kelly, can you define those acronyms for people that don't know what those are?
Yeah, EAP is like an employee assistance program, and RRSP matching is registered retirement savings program. So it might be something different in the States. That's what it's called here. In the States, I don't know, maybe it's like your 401k kind of thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's just retirement planning, basically, right? And you can look at it in a bigger bucket. So you can look at it in buckets like financial health, mental health, your physical health, your nutritional health, DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion, and so you can look at these bigger buckets and then start breaking it down from there, right?
So I love that you are not just sticking with nutrition and physical health, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people forget that when, as business owners, sometimes we think health and wellness program equals, are you going to the gym? Or do you have a gym available? Or do you keep bananas in the staff room? Or, whatever that look like. But I mean, there are so many different areas that health and wellness big overarching topic covers. So thank you for reiterating that a little bit.
Yeah. And 100%. I'm a categories person too, Kelly. So how you said you did those three, like those buckets, is such a great way for a new business person to say, this is where I would start. Can I ask you this question just before you continue? Like, can you give me an example of something that would be easy? And let's just go into the restaurant. Like you and I, we own our restaurant. What would be an easy implemental thing for us having a restaurant and to kind of have that program? What's an easy example?
An easy example could be, it could even be something as basic as, are your employees being paid enough? Right? It could be, do your employees have access to fresh water to drink throughout the day? And like, are you encouraging them to drink water? I mean, drinking water is a very, very basic level of health and wellness, right? Do they, do you have a open doors policy where they feel comfortable coming to you? Should they need to discuss something or whatever? What else?
I love that, Kelly. Those are actually like very manageable, easy to implement. The drinking the water, I just never would have thought of that as something that you would implement, but it really is.
Yeah,
it really is.
If you have dehydrated employees, I know if I get dehydrated, I am super grump, right? I get grumpy. So Selena, you don't have to be
She's not fun to be around. There was only one time in our friendship of so many years that I said to her at a coffee shop, I was like, okay, grumpy pants. And we looked at each other and then
laughed
We were
because
fine.
I then said, okay, so I might need water right now.
Yeah.
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 But I
No.
know
Well,
it does affect the wellness of someone if they're not drinking water. And when you get busy at work, guess what? You don't stop to think about, am I drinking water?
yeah.
You know?
And that's it. And I mean, something as simple as water. A lot of people, when they get headaches, now I'm not talking about migraines, but if they have a headache or if they find their energy has dipped or they're feeling foggy, or they're having trouble concentrating or they don't feel very creative, first thing to try is to make sure that you're drinking enough water, good quality water,
Yeah.
and that can make a difference just right there. So making sure your people are hydrated
Yeah.
is a great place to start. And I mean, these are basics, and I would start with the basics,
Yeah.
right? And you can build from there. I mean, you can even look at like if your company is like, I can't afford a gym membership for each of my employees, which, by the way, a gym membership maybe not the perfect solution for everybody. Because what if somebody has like 3 kids, they're single parent, and they're like, great, I get a gym membership and I can never go. Or great, I have a gym membership and I hate it, so I'm never going to go. But I love ultimate frisbee,
No.
or
Wow. Okay, wait. You said something that just made me think of you said about the just it could be, well, you know what? I lost it because I got so excited. Continue on, Kelly.
Yeah.
right. And so that's why it's important to chat with your employees and see what they need even right now. I mean, maybe they aren't at that level, right? Maybe they're at a level where they just need to get up and walk a little bit, in which case maybe you can add in walking coffees.
Yeah. I think
Right.
it's important like to stop and think about the fact too that you're going to have a number of different, if you have employees, you're going to have a number of different levels of different wellness needs, right? Some of them are going to want to go to the gym, some aren't. Some are going to want to have lunch and learns, some of them aren't, right? So you're never going to please everybody, but I love the idea of taking kind of that assessment, that audit, taking a look at where you're at, talking to your employees, getting their feedback, and then putting together something that's manageable, financially going to work for your business, and still covers as much as you possibly can for the employees that you do have. I love that. So can we jump from this into kind of the questions, the why
Yeah.
question, right?
Yeah.
So why is this even important? Really, like, what is the effect that this is having on a small business owner or medium business owner, right? Like, what's the effect it's having on the business when you have a program in place?
I actually love this question because people don't realize it, but when someone is taking care of themselves, and they feel supported and they feel good and healthy, they can be more productive. They can be more creative. They can have more focus. It actually decreases absenteeism, and it decreases something called presenteeism, which a lot of people have never heard of. But that's basically when you show up to work and you're kind of there in body but not in mind. So you're there physically but you're not there mentally.
Yeah.
Right. So it does all that. But then too, when someone feels good, then they can go home and they can have the energy to have fun with their family if that's where they are, or if they need to support their parents, then they have the energy to do that. And I mean, the fact is a lot of times, when somebody is going through something big, like whether it's they have a new baby or whether they have a sick parent or an illness in the family that's a current stressor, then yeah, at that like specific point in time, they're not going to be as present or available because they're dealing with stuff. But when they have that psychological safety, when they can come in and say, look, I'm dealing with this, and they know, it's okay, we all go through stuff, you're going to then keep those best employees. You're going to attract those best employees who want to, when they get through whatever this is that they're currently getting through, they're going to be like, this is an amazing place to work. I recommend all the other best people in the world come work here as well. And you're going to keep those people, and they're going to work harder, which is then going to affect the efficiency, effectiveness of the company. It's going to affect your bottom line, you know. But I mean, on the flip side of that, I read a stat a little while ago, and I just want to read it out verbatim because it's a really telling stat. But there was a Deloitte research stat that I read where they basically said that, let me see, 60% of employees, 64% of managers, and 75% of the C-suite, you know, so like executive level, say they're seriously considering quitting for a job that would better support their health, their well-being. 78% feel their company's leaders should step down if they can't maintain an acceptable level of workforce well-being, and 72% believe executive bonuses should be tied to workforce well-being metrics. 7 in 10 managers say obstacles like rigid company policies, a heavy workload, an unsupportive workplace culture prevent them from doing more to support their team members. Only 42% feel completely empowered to help their company achieve its well-being commitments.
Those are
wow.
Those are very
yeah.
numbers.
You know, Kelly, yesterday, Anna and I had a conversation with our client, and we were talking about how the next generation that is coming into the workforce have better boundaries and expectations on what a company should be giving their staff members or employees. And we were just saying, like, I mean, in my time, if somebody said, here's a wellness program, I'm like, wow, this is fancy. You know what I mean? But I have 2 generations below me saying, why is this not part of the organizational structure?
Yeah. I was thinking the exact I was thinking the exact same thing, Selena. Like in my head, I was like, oh, this is that Gen Z conversation we had where when you look at the up and coming, because right now, like just speaking generationally, right? There's 5 generations in the workforce. We've got everything from still the greatest generation all the way to these brand new Gen Zers, you know, that are now like becoming the managers of the next. So it's kind of exciting to stop and think about where health and wellness programs might go, where work-life balance might be in just another like 10, 15 years. I think it's going to look very different than when I know I was first starting out as a, you know, first-time employee in a company, which is exciting.
I'll tell you, they did not care if I brought water in. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean?
No. No, I know. Like, I mean, when I first started in the workforce, there was no, like, I had never heard of an EAP program, you know, employee assistance program. The most that you would sort of see is like retirement matching, you know. And then, like, even then, it's like, oh my God, I get insurance and retirement matching. This is like a gold mine.
Like, best company ever.
I know. But I mean, one big thing to remember is this all has to come from a place of caring and not checking a box.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a lot of, like, you see it sometimes where companies are like, I guess we got to create a health and wellness program, right? So they'll create it, but then it's not worth the paper it's even written on, you know? So while you're creating it, it's important that it legit comes from a place of caring. Like, I care about my people and I want the best for them. I want the best for my company. So let's, you know, like, I really just care. And by doing that, it'll be a more effective program, you know. And then the next important thing is to make sure, like, you audit it and review it every year. This is my quality hack going on now.
No, I love
you
it.
know, you audit it, review it every year, and continually improve it. You know, it should be a living document. It can't be like, okay, That's done. Put that on the
Stamp.
shelf.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Because
so
honestly,
true.
if something's not working or not being utilized in your company, why waste the resources on that when you can apply those towards something else? Like really, I mean, that's almost like a waste of resources and productivity kind of like thing that they need to think of. And keeping in mind that health and wellness programs are more than just physical fitness programs.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're looking at so many different categories or buckets, like Kelly said earlier, that it really could affect the bottom line if you're just throwing money into programs that nobody wants or uses.
Yeah. And I mean, you can really have some fun with it. Like, you can do different things to support it. Like, I know I hate picking on the bananas because I do love bananas, but
I love bananas too.
I love bananas. But, I mean, someone once said to me, we had someone come in, do a live talk. They said, why don't you put some bananas and granola bars in the lunchroom? So we did that. And at first they were getting eaten, and then they all went bad. Right. And, just doing that isn't enough. And none of this is a nice to have anymore. It's getting to the point where it's a must have. Right. And it's just doing it the right way that's going to work, but you can have fun with it. You could do fun cooking demos. You could do different things to support it, right? Like cooking demos, live talks. My husband actually worked at one company where they got so many, I don't know, whatever bucks for the year, right? You could use it however you wanted, as long as it went toward your health and wellness, right? But they didn't. So he bought a guitar.
Oh, interesting. That's
right.
Because that was his mode of decompressing, was playing the guitar. I
love that.
That's a great idea. I'm going to give myself as a solopreneur some health and wellness bucks to spend how I want.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But it doesn't have to be costly either. Like I said, it could be, I'm going to make sure that I take a break every 25 minutes. Go with the Have you heard of the Pomodoro method?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
maybe something like that.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be I'm taking a 5-minute break every 25 minutes, But I mean, you can do different things. They don't all have to be financially based, especially when you're small. When you're just starting out, it could be, I'm taking every half of a second Friday off.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
whatever.
You really got my wheels turning. I have a client that actually once a quarter they create a give back to the community, and they go into the community. They invite their employees that want to participate. And one was they went, and it was a reforestation project in Hawaii where they went back, and it was very healing for all of them. And I guess I didn't think about it in that way. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, it's community employee morale, but what a great okay, I could talk
community can be another bucket.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Kelly, I could ask you 10 million questions, but I realize we got things to do.
Right, I know.
Yeah, I hate this.
Stretching.
Real legit. I know we kind of look, we always tell our guests before we come hey, here's the lay of the show and how it goes. But really, this is so fascinating because this is a part of this that I did not think about. Because like you said, health and wellness does not equal banana on table.
Yeah.
No.
See, only. Do you know what I mean?
Only.
Only. Right.
I mean,
so
if people are giving me bananas, I'm going to be appreciative. I'm just saying that right now.
Yes.
Now
I will eat the banana.
But I also love to spend some time in nature, right? So mixing it up, I think, is a great idea.
It's looking at it from a holistic stance.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Selena, let's pull that toolkit. Let's pull Kelly's toolkit up and see what Kelly has to share with our audience.
Yeah. So Kelly, share.
All right. Date on this is wrong, but that's okay. I have to update the date on my website. But basically, I just run monthly a Level Up Your Health and Wellness program in 4 easy steps webinar. So we sort of touched on a little bit today, but we go further in depth on the webinar. So you get a lot of great information in really where to start.
Yeah. Oh, yay. I love it. I love it. So we will make sure to drop the link to this fabulous webinar in our YouTube and podcast description. So you can just click right over, or you can head over to our blog, and in our show notes, we'll make sure that you have access to this. So I think this is fabulous. Like, why not? I don't know. Just do it for yourself. Make this a thing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, even just in the last 20 minutes, we've gotten so many great ideas. Like, imagine spending a bit more time picking Kelly's brain and being able to like really dig deep into what could potentially work for you in your business. So
I'm gonna send like water to my team, like, because we all work remotely, and I'm like, hey, I just want to make sure you stay hydrated today. Like,
I love that.
You know, Kelly, tell everybody where, if they want to continue this conversation, how would you like them to find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on my website, obviously, nerdynutrition.ca. Remember CA because I'm in Canada. My YouTube may be changing, so I believe you said that if I do change it, you're going to put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
But that's what it is right now. I'm going through a little bit of a rebrand from Nerd Mom Nutrition to Nerdy Nutrition.
Awesome.
So if it changes, I'll let you know. And the best place to find me, though, really, especially if you want to connect with me or have a meetup, is on my LinkedIn, which is at Kelly R. Ryan.
Awesome. I love it. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And again, if you head to our blog, all of these contacts will be in there. So you'll be able to just click that LinkedIn link and be able to connect directly with Kelly. So from the Anna and Selena side of things, we want to make sure everybody knows you can also find us on LinkedIn, and we love to connect with our guests. You can find the 15-ish minute coffee chat streaming live on both of our Facebook pages. We just opened a 15-ish minute Instagram account, believe it or not. So we're going to be really good about keeping it up to date and making sure all of our show stuff is on there. So you can also follow us on Instagram. And then, of course, we always make the audio into a podcast. So come find us on your favorite podcast platform and make sure you hit that subscribe and give us that little like hug. We love your show.
Yeah, so. Kelly, thank you again so much for coming on and really sharing some really gold nuggets. I already see a bunch of places we'd love to invite you to kind of share that like information in that is so important. Like, let's make this a thing. This is a mission, right, Kelly?
Definitely.
Thanks everybody.
Have
a good
one.
Bye. Bye.